Good afternoon. Practicing our social distancing today, last ditch effort to go ahead and do some shed hunting. It's towards the end of March, and I want to preview today the Jaws and Ghost release from Scott Archery. I've had them about a month now, and I shot an ASA state qualifier about 2 weeks ago here in Central Ohio, and I placed third on it using the Scott Jaws release. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to use them for the archery tournaments that I enter this year as soon as this social distancing crap is over with. And I'm also going to transition to use them as my hunting releases too. So today, before we get started on those, we're going to do a little bit of shed hunting. I will talk about the Scott Ghost and the Scott Archery release, and I will actually preview them, let you guys see how they operate, slow motion, see all the adjustments they have, all the features, all the benefits, and give you an honest opinion about what I think of them. They're new to 2020, so stay with us. We're going to shed hunt a little bit more and get right featuring these releases.
In this time of social distancing, I've been telling you guys for the last couple weeks that we are going to preview and do a review of the Scott Archery Jaws release and Ghost release. Well, before we get started on that, I want to give you a heads up about an upcoming video. I ordered brand new strings for my Matthew Verdicts from America's Best Bowstrings and 60X Custom Strings. Those are supposedly two of the best string companies in the United States right now. So I want to give you guys a preview of this real quick. We'll be talking about this over the next couple of weeks. So here's my Matthews Verdicts, America's Best Bowstrings. You see the numbers on here. 61 and 7/16 for the total length of my string. The control cable 29 inches times 2, and 12 and 9/16 inches times 2. You guys can see that on there real quick. Okay. Next we have 60X Custom Strings. Here's the order form here from 60X. Okay. They have, for my string length, 61 and 5/8. For my cables, 29 and 1/8 times 2, and then 12 and a half times 2. You guys see a problem there? Two different companies, supposedly the best in the business, okay, and different string lengths. So it'll be interesting what we got coming up for you guys on how this works and how this compares. We have a chronograph and all that stuff here at Bowhunting Outdoors. Very important, string lengths. It will obviously not be manufacturer specs with two different string lengths. So it'll be interesting to see that. But anyways, let's get into this Ghost release. This is the one we're going to preview today. Let's just give you some background information here real quick. This is the Scott Ghost. It is a hook style release. It has a magnetic auto trigger return, which I've had problems with, which we will go over here in just a second with you. True center pulling to reduce loop torque. It's got a stainless steel roller sear hook. It is suggested that it is for 3D archery, indoor archery, and hunting. Has the cam lock fold back strap connector, which just folds it back out of the way while you're climbing up or down your tree stand. And a 5-hole length adjustment. The 5-hole length adjustment, let me explain to you guys something here real quick, and I'll post another video up in the top corner here to show you this length adjustment. You can see on this side of the release there's 2 holes there. That's to adjust the release up and down. And then there's 3 on this side to get even more length. Total length of the adjustment is 1/2 an inch. That's it. That's all you get. Yeah, sure, there's 5 holes there, but it only gives you a total adjustment of a 1/2 inch. I have it on the 2nd setting right now, which you can see it's just a little bit of ways from the connector there. Maybe a 1/4 inch, if that. But all the way down, total length from the swivel point out to the end of the release is 2.5 inches. All the way out is 3 inches. So not very much adjustment there, to be honest with you. So let's go back to this magnetic auto trigger return. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, I'm going to give this release probably a 7. One of the major issues that I have with the release itself is that magnetic auto trigger return, and that is why I went clear down from a 10 to a 7. Yeah, I deducted 3 points, my own personal preference on that. No scientific scale that I'm using or anything. So the magnetic auto return, you can see if I pull the trigger down and let it go, it returns right to its place of origin. The sear is still locked, and that's great, right? But under pressure, you give just a little bit of pressure on that sear and you pull the trigger. The sear does not always return to its locking point. You can see right now, it's not locked in. So you have to pull it down, push the sear down, and then push it back. So that to me is kind of an issue, because if you're hooked up to a bow, you know, some of us pull in 60, 70, 75 pounds. I pull 60, 67, 68. You know, it doesn't allow it to always return to its locked position, which that bothers me a little bit. Overall, I love this release. Don't get me wrong, this is a great release. It is very consistent. It is very smooth, easy to operate, easy adjustments all over it. But that's my only hang up with this hook style release. Other than that, that's where we're at on the Scott Ghost release. We want to end today with thanks to all the viewers, everybody that leaves comments. Please give us a thumbs up for a like if you like this video. Post any questions or comments below. Give us a subscribe if you want to see more. Like I said, later on this week, we're going to be doing the comparisons of America's Best Bowstrings and 60X bowstrings. You can see supposedly two of the best companies in the United States making bowstrings right now, but they both have different measurements for the exact same bow. I shoot a Matthews Verdicts, so it'll be interesting to throw these on, put them through the chronograph, and see what kind of speeds or decrease in speeds we get out of it. We'll move on to the Scott Jaws. Stay tuned for that video. It'll be uploaded here within the next couple of days. And again, stay healthy, everybody.